This is Mastercaster, taking you from zero to podcasting hero. And now here is your host, Neil Butler.
It doesn't matter what product you are developing and launching into the market, you must have a well thought out strategy. It's no different with a podcast. If you don't have a clear direction about what you're trying to achieve, it's very likely that you'll go round and round in circles. Fortunately, as a member of Mastercaster, you're able to access our Mastercaster podcast strategy template, which you can download from the Mastercaster website. The URL for the document is listed on screen now. In this document, we've broken your strategy into a few key sections: your podcast justification, the structure, the logistics of recording, the promotion of your podcast, and if it's important to you, monetizing your podcast. Finally, the template encourages you to develop an elevator speech, a response to the question you may be asked: why should I listen to your podcast? Before we go too much further, it's really important to address the first two questions of the strategy document. Why are you doing the podcast? And who is your likely audience? If you can nail down your responses to these two basic yet critical questions, you are making a very good start to your strategy. I'm regularly surprised by the number of people who don't give these two questions a lot of thought before launching into a podcast. Think for a moment. If you're going to open a cafe, you'd want to know why you're opening the cafe and who your target market is, wouldn't you? So why is developing a podcast any different? Thinking about the first question, why are you doing the podcast? There are any number of reasons. Is it because you want to promote a product on behalf of your business? Is it because you have a great interest in a subject and want to be able to share your passion and knowledge of that subject? Do you want to engage with a particular group of people, maybe the supporters of a club or members of a community group? Whatever your reason, and there's no wrong answer to this question incidentally, you need to have it clearly in your mind before you think about anything else to do with your podcast. And who are you targeting as an audience? Is it a group of people you've already engaged with? For example, maybe your podcast is replacing an existing newsletter for your organization. Are you going to be looking to engage with a totally new group of people? Older people or younger people? Professionals or retirees? People with money to invest or young couples starting their lives together? Without knowing your audience, you won't be able to tailor the content of your podcast to that group of listeners. And don't be tempted to make the audience just anyone who wants to listen. Remember that your audience must have something in common, and that is where you need to focus your attention. If you try to please too many people by making the content too general, you're almost certainly going to fail. Clarity of purpose and recognition of your likely audience are the building blocks upon which the rest of your strategy is built. Invest some time at the start to ensure that you are setting off in the right direction. In the next episode, we'll start looking at the design of your podcast based on the strategy we've just talked about.
This has been another episode of Mastercaster. For more information about Mastercaster or the other services provided by Untypical Media, please visit www.mastercaster.co or follow Mastercaster on Facebook and LinkedIn.